Heroes Like Us is a series intended at sharing comic book characters from various backgrounds and identities. We won't always get everything right, so feel free to make amendments and corrections in the comments. They're always appreciated. What's not appreciated, however, is any form of hate speech or intolerance, so comments of that nature will be immediately deleted and those users blocked from this channel. This is a place of education and celebration. Welcome to I'm Your Target Demographic, and welcome to Heroes Like Us, where we look at a certain identity and then we look at characters that have that identity. Today we are looking at Irish people, so people with heritage from Ireland, because not all of these are straight from Ireland, but they are Irish in descent. So we're going to start with probably the most obvious and most notable Irish superhero, and that is Banshee from Marvel Comics' Sean Cassidy. Banshee is a mutant who is able to create immense power using his voice. And he usually does this in two ways, either to cause damage, so to shoot sonic waves at someone, or to fly, so to lift him up off the ground. But he also has been able to tweak this into some nuances, like creating a shield made of sound, or making someone like dizzy, like it kind of throws off their sense of balance. He also, in rare cases, has been shown to almost hypnotize people with the way that he speaks. A younger version of Banshee appeared in X-Men First Class, played by Caleb Landry Jones. He went to school in Dublin. He went on to join the X-Men. He led Generation X for a while, and he had a daughter. So let's talk about Siren. Marvel Comics, Teresa Cassidy. Now, Siren has the same basic powers that her father has, so being able to kind of use the scream, fly, hypnosis, but her hypnosis is amped up a little bit, where she's able to even convince people to fall in love with her, like the name Siren would imply. And her ability to hypnotize is amped up a bit, where she's able to calm people, including calming down an angry Hulk, which is no easy feat. Siren is also able to not only use sound, but also control the absence of sound. So being able to create almost a bubble where sound cannot come in and sound cannot leave. So she can create almost like a soundless, silent bubble. Up next from DC Comics, let's talk about the Silver Banshee. Now her name is Siobhan, or Sivan, or Shuiban, or Schwan. There's a lot of different ways to pronounce this name, so that's what it is. I'm going to go with Siobhan. Now, Silver Banshee follows kind of in the archetype that the Marvel characters had, that the cultural lore of the Banshee, we should create a character about that. So she can do a lot of the same things. So screaming, flying, she looks kind of like the creature that they're afraid of. But there's a little difference. She got her powers because her family used to do this traditional ritual, and the man would always do it, but she was kind of taking on leadership of the household. So she did this ritual, things went a little haywire, and she was kind of pulled into this other dimension where basically something came back with her, and it gave her these powers to kind of be this Banshee, the Silver Banshee character. It made her a bit of an apparition or a ghost almost, so she can kind of sometimes pass through things. Physical damage doesn't really hurt her as much, in addition to all of the screaming and yelling. She also has a very lethal ability, which is called a death stare, that she can kind of look at someone and kill them. But the trick is she needs to know someone's name. So she needs to know who she's going after. She can't just kill strangers. Now this in the comics has been a little wonky because sometimes she only knows their alias, but that works. Other times it doesn't work because she doesn't know their real name, so it's very inconsistent. Silver Banshee has appeared in the New 52, so a revamped version of the character, and there she was an ally to Supergirl, but we're not sure if she's going to stay that way. It's a very minimal appearance. Speaking of Supergirl, Silver Banshee made her live-action debut on the show Supergirl, as a villain, played by Italia Ricci. Up next from Marvel Comics, we've got Matt Murdock, Daredevil. Matt Murdock is Irish-American, growing up in New York City. Very poor. His father had to resort to boxing, so that's why he's battling Jack Murdock. And Matt, when he was a kid, was in an accident, which kind of this radioactive goo kind of got on him and it blinded him, but it gave him this ability, which is basically kind of a radar sense that even though he couldn't see, he could sense where things are. He could hear heartbeats, he could hear steps, he could kind of see where things were even though he was blind. As he grew up, he became a lawyer and he uses this ability to tell when people are lying and to help him prosecute the guilty. Daredevil has been seen in live action a couple times, first played by Ben Affleck in the movie Daredevil, and now Charlie Cox in the Netflix show Daredevil. Lastly, we have someone that you probably wouldn't know was Irish, but it's Captain America, Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers' parents were also immigrants from Ireland, also not very wealthy, a lot of problems in the household until Steve eventually enlisted and became the Captain America that we know. You probably know enough about Captain America, so I'm not going to go into too much, but it is a nice little fact to know that his descent is Irish. So that is it for this video. Are there other heroes either from Ireland or with Irish roots that you think we should cover if we ever do a part 2? So let me know in the comments. I have a boatload more of Heroes Like Us videos set to come out, so hopefully you enjoy these. Make sure you like, make sure you tell your friends, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.